Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. In 1958, the tomb of Li Hongzhang, a prominent statesman of the late Qing dynasty, was severely vandalized by humans. Once a towering figure in late Qing politics, second only to the emperor, Li Hongzhang enjoyed immense power and glory during his lifetime. Yet, he could never have imagined that after his death, he would meet such a tragic fate. In fact, Li Hongzhang's tomb was a joint burial site, where he was interred alongside his second wife, Zhao Xiaolian. According to eyewitnesses at the time, when the tomb was opened, both bodies were found to be remarkably well preserved. Their clothing was described as luxurious and exquisite, clearly indicating their noble status. Several burial items were also discovered within the tomb. Next to Li Hongzhang lay a pair of eyeglasses, a pocket watch, and a walking stick. At his feet, 7 gold coins were neatly arranged in the pattern of the Big Dipper constellation. Beside Zhao Xiaolian was an intricately crafted wooden box containing 2 heavy gold bricks, each weighing about 30 jin, approximately 15 kilograms. Surprisingly, after professional appraisal, it was revealed that these seemingly valuable gold bricks were actually fake. They were made of copper, coated with a thin layer of gold foil. Though they appeared shiny and golden, they were essentially gold-plated decoys. This discovery shocked many. For years, Li Hongzhang had been viewed by some as a traitor and a corrupt official. Folk legends even claimed he had embezzled vast wealth, rivaling that of an entire nation. But if Li Hongzhang had truly been immensely wealthy, why would his tomb contain fake gold bricks as a facade? This detail invites deeper reflection. Was Li Hongzhang really as greedy as the rumors say? Or was his actual wealth far less than what people had long imagined? Historical records reveal that Li Hongzhang was born in 1823 in Hefei, Anhui province. His family rose to prominence during the time of his father, Li Yuanan, who was a third-tier jinshi, successful candidate in the highest imperial exam during the Daoguang era. Li Yuanan held various posts, such as assistant director in the Ministry of Justice and imperial censor. While working in the Ministry of Justice, he was renowned for his fairness and earned the nickname, the reincarnation of Baozheng. Influenced by his father, Li Hongzhang greatly admired Baozheng from a young age, even requesting to be buried near Baozheng's tomb in Daxingji, Hefei after his death. While Li Yuanan was alive, he had many students, which laid a solid foundation for Li Hongzhang's future political career. In 1851, the Taiping Rebellion broke out. The Qing army suffered repeated defeats, and the imperial court began to allow local militias to form. Zhang Guofan was ordered to organize the Xiong army. Sensing an opportunity, Li Hongzhang left the capital for Hunan to join Zhang as an advisor. Though his military achievements under Zhang were modest, Li gained rich experience in military and political affairs and expanded his network. He also strategically placed his trusted men in the military, laying the groundwork for his future rise. In 1860, the Taiping forces broke through the Jiangnan camp for a second time. To protect Shanghai, Zhang Guofan ordered Li Hongzhang to form a new army. With the support of local gentry in Jiangsu, Li founded the famous Huai Army. The formation of the Huai Army elevated him from an advisor to Zhang Guofan to a core figure in the Qing military and political hierarchy, granting him real power. Li Hongzhang later led the Huai Army into Shanghai and extensively introduced Western weaponry, turning the Huai Army into a modernized military force of 60,000 to 70,000 troops. With this force, he not only defended Shanghai but also recaptured Jiangsu, and his official rank rose to governor of Jiangsu and then viceroy of Lianying. After the Taiping Rebellion was quelled, Zhang Guofan voluntarily disbanded the Xiong army to avoid overshadowing the emperor. Li Hongzhang, however, retained the Huai Army, claiming it was essential for suppressing internal unrest and defending against foreign enemies, a move seen as far-sighted. The Huai Army became his greatest support, and this elite force of southern China gave him substantial influence at court. He later led the Huai army to suppress the Nian rebellion and was promoted to Assistant Grand Secretary, and conferred the honorary title Grand Guardian of the Crown Prince. But due to the growing power of the Huai army, the imperial court grew wary of him. Sensing this, Li strategically reduced his forces by half, earning the favor of Empress Dowager Cixi. He was subsequently appointed Viceroy of Hongzhang and later Viceroy of Zhili. During his tenure as Viceroy of Hongzhang, he demonstrated exceptional diplomatic skills and was named Minister of Beiyang Trade Affairs. At the time, the Qing dynasty was plagued by internal strife and foreign threats. What the court lacked most was someone like Li Hongzhang, capable in warfare, competent in administration, and skilled in diplomacy. He also excelled at networking with the powerful, which further deepened Cixi's trust in him. In 1875, Li was appointed Grand Secretary of the Wenhua Hall, equivalent to a Grand Counselor. From then on, he became the most powerful Han official in the Qing court. But his fortune didn't last. In the 1880s and 1890s, Western powers escalated their aggression against China. Wars broke out in Vietnam and Korea, and Li Hongzhang, representing the Qing government, signed a series of humiliating treaties. In an attempt to strengthen the country, he actively promoted the self-strengthening movement. He founded military factories, built railways and telegraph lines, launched steamship companies, and personally established the Beiyang fleet. Li devoted tremendous effort to building the Beiyang fleet. But court infighting and political enemies weakened its foundation. The fleet appeared powerful on the surface but was hollow in reality. In 1894, the First Sino-Japanese War broke out. The Qing army suffered a devastating defeat, and the Beiyang fleet was nearly annihilated. Later, Li Hongzhang was dismissed from his positions as governor of Zhili and Beiyang minister, ending his 25-year career wielding real power and becoming an idle official. Nevertheless, his influence remained significant. Empress Dowager Cixi continued to entrust him with handling diplomatic affairs. Not long after, Li Hongzhang visited Europe and the United States, striving to improve China's relations with the West. He also presided over the signing of several diplomatic agreements. All the thankless and arduous tasks seemed to fall to him. He became increasingly exhausted, and his health deteriorated. On November 7, 1901, Li Hongzhang passed away at the age of 78. Empress Dowager Cixi posthumously granted him the title Wenzhong and made him a first-class marquis. He was also enshrined in the Xianliang Temple, reflecting the court's high recognition of his contributions. Li Hongzhang's life was full of controversy. After his death, the Qing court paid great attention to his funeral arrangements, allocating 2,500 taels of silver for the burial expenses. It wasn't until 16 months later that his body was transported back to Hefei, where he was finally laid to rest at Daxingji in the eastern suburbs, only a dozen miles from his hometown of Madian. Many people have asked, why didn't he choose to be buried in his ancestral land at Madian? The reason can be found in a letter he once wrote to his elder brother, Li Hongzhang. I have no knowledge of geomancy and don't particularly believe in feng shui, but I like being near Lord Bao's tomb and close to the big river. Li Hongzhang had always admired Bao Zheng and hoped to become a similarly upright and capable official. As early as 1865, when he was serving as Governor-General of Lianying, he had already chosen a burial site near Bao's tomb. Although he wasn't superstitious about feng shui, he was concerned about dampness and therefore selected that location. In 1892, after the death of his wife Zhao Xiaolian, she was buried on that land, although the tomb had not yet been fully constructed. After Li Hongzhang's death, his family began building the mausoleum, a project that took over a year to complete. This was why his coffin remained in Beijing for 16 months before being reinterred. As a prominent statesman of the late Qing dynasty and a member of a distinguished family, his tomb was built to an exceptionally high standard. It covered more than 10,000 square meters and included 99 structures. symbolizing the auspicious phrase, 9 nines return to 1. The central inscription on the tombstone read, Memorial Stele for the Spirit Way of the late Grand Secretariat of the Wenhua Hall. Governor of Zhili, Grand Tutor, First-Class Marquis Li Wenzhong of the Qing. 24 characters that fully reflected his glory and honor. His tomb lies just 300 meters from that of Bao Zhang and is also not far from the tomb of Zhang Desheng, a founding hero of the Ming dynasty. Locals referred to the area as 1 mile, 3 lords. Because Li Hongzhang died relatively recently, held high official positions, and came from a wealthy background, his tomb far surpassed its neighboring ones in scale. Interestingly, as a gesture of respect toward Bao Zhang, Li Hongzhang donated 2,800 taels of silver in 1882 for the renovation of the Baogong Temple. He personally wrote the inscription and even oversaw the restoration of Bao's tomb himself. According to some historians, it is lamentable that only about 50 years after Li Hongzhang's death, his grand tomb was completely destroyed, the final resting place of a once powerful statesman reduced to ruins. As for the mystery of the 2 fake gold bricks found in Zhao Xiaolian's coffin, there has never been a definitive explanation. Some believe it might have been symbolic, using copper bricks covered in gold foil to preserve the burial tradition without actual extravagance. This could reflect Li Hongzhang's advocacy for modest burials, a balance between honoring one's status and avoiding wasteful opulence. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.